The art of taming the mind, the silent yet most crucial battle of life. Have you ever felt that, in just a blink of an eye, a peaceful day suddenly turned into a storm? Have you ever wondered, is suffering truly caused by events themselves, or by the way we react to them? And if there were a secret to staying calm in any circumstance, would you want to learn it? The silent battle we all must face. When we were young, we believed life would be a series of peaceful days. Growing up, we realized the world is far more chaotic and unpredictable. But the real enemy is not out there. It's not the criticisms, it's not the failures, it's not the betrayals. The most dangerous enemy lies within ourselves. It is our untamed mind. Every morning we wake up, we fight laziness. Every time we face failure, we battle despair. Every time we are insulted, we wrestle with impulsive anger. The mind, if left uncontrolled, becomes a wild horse, dragging us through endless storms of painful emotions. Marcus Aurelius, one of the wisest Roman emperors, once wrote, "The greatest enemy is not others, but your own mind when it surrenders to emotional storms." Why is the mind so easily dominating us? From the moment we are born, survival instincts are hardwired into us. Fear to avoid danger, anger to defend ourselves, desire to seek pleasure and nourishment. These instincts were essential in primitive times. But today, if left unchecked, they become chains binding us to suffering. A small insult could ignite furious anger. A minor failure could trigger despair. It's not that the world is too cruel, it's that our minds are too fragile. Marcus Aurelius noted, "If you are disturbed by something external, it is not the thing itself that troubles you, but your own judgment about it, and this you have the power to change." The problem isn't the circumstances. The problem is how we react to them. Stoic wisdom, Epictetus, and the lesson of inner freedom. In this chaotic world, there is only one realm we truly own, our own minds. Epictetus, born a poor slave, rose to become a great Stoic philosopher, not by conquering the external world, but by mastering his inner world. He taught, "You control your thoughts, attitudes, emotions, and actions. Beyond that, do not ever believe you possess anything." This means you cannot control how others treat you. You cannot control what fate grants or takes from you. You can only control how you perceive and respond. When someone insults you, they merely produce sound waves. It is you who decides whether those sounds will become wounds on your soul. Learning to observe the mind. Pause before reacting. One of the core arts of Stoicism is the ability to observe your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do not rush to judgment. Do not react hastily. Before allowing any emotion to seize your mind, ask, 'Does this really matter?'" Imagine, a friend suddenly criticizes you harshly. Your first instinct, anger, defensiveness, retaliation. But a true Stoic would. Take a deep breath. Step back and ask, "Oh, does this criticism truly define me? Oh, do I need to be angry over this? Oh, will this anger help me or harm me?" This small yet powerful act, I'm pausing to observe, is the first step in taming the mind. The difference between living unconsciously and living mindfully. Most people live their lives unconsciously. Insult, anger, failure, depression, praise, arrogance, rejection, self-doubt. Life flows by like a rudderless ship tossed on the ocean of emotions. But mindful individuals are different. They observe, they choose, they respond consciously rather than react impulsively. Epictetus taught, "No one can harm you unless you allow them to." The key is not controlling the world, it is controlling yourself. Story illustration. The Roman guard at the gate one freezing winter night in ancient Rome, amidst war and chaos, A young soldier was tasked with guarding the city gate. The cold was merciless. The howling winds threatened to tear him down. Enemies could attack at any moment. Other guards abandoned their posts in fear, but this young soldier, he stood firm. When asked why he remained calm and steadfast while others fled, he replied, "The cold belongs to the winter. The war belongs to the times. But steadfastness, that belongs to me." The general smiled and said, "You are not just guarding the city, you are guarding your soul." The greatest journey of life, among all the great victories in history, among all the grandest conquests of the world, none is more glorious than conquering oneself. Taming the mind is not a one-time act. It is a lifelong journey. Every morning you wake up to face negative thoughts dragging you down, impulsive emotions threatening your calm, meaningless distractions stealing your focus, and every day you have a choice: to be a victim of your chaotic mind or to become the master of your inner kingdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Peace does not come from external circumstances. Peace comes from mastering the world within. And this silent battle, though unseen, is the greatest battle of life. Mastering anger, when calmness becomes your ultimate weapon. Anger, the silent fire that burns lives away. In our darkest moments, our greatest enemy is not someone else. It is the anger within us. Anger surges like fire, filling our bodies with adrenaline, pushing us to shout, retaliate, destroy. But a single spark can burn down a forest, and a single moment of uncontrolled anger can destroy a lifetime of dignity. You may win a heated argument fueled by rage, but you lose the greater war of your character. You may vent your frustrations through anger, but you sacrifice your most precious asset, your inner peace. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, whenever you are about to get angry, remember that this is not strength, but weakness. Anger is not strength. It is surrender in anger. You surrender your reason. You surrender your self-control. You surrender your dignity. Epictetus taught, anyone capable of provoking you becomes your master. True strength is not unleashing your fury. True strength is remaining calm when the world demands chaos. A Stoic warrior is not someone who never feels anger, but someone who recognizes it, masters it, and transcends it. Calmness, the ultimate weapon. Calmness is not passivity. Calmness is power. It is the shield that deflects insults. It is the armor that protects dignity. It is the sword that cuts through confusion. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." By mastering anger, by mastering yourself, you achieve the only victory that truly matters. Deep analysis. Why anger cannot solve problems. The essence of anger is a defensive reaction when we feel threatened, physically, in our pride, or in our interests. Yet despite its intensity, anger is extremely irrational. When anger takes over the mind, analytical ability drops sharply. Reason is overwhelmed by emotion. We are prone to impulsive decisions that we later regret dearly. A real-world example. Think back to the last time you had a heated argument. It started with a minor disagreement. Voices grew louder, words sharper. In the heat of anger, you said things you didn't truly mean, hurting others and yourself. When the anger passed, how did you feel? Regret, exhaustion, and sometimes the wounds left behind never fully heal. Epictetus taught, we cannot control what others say or do, but we can completely control how we react to their words and actions. Anger is a sweet trap. It gives us a fleeting sense of release, But in reality, it's like pouring oil onto a fire, burning down even the good things we cherish. Stoic wisdom, when calmness becomes a weapon. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Anger always stems from weakness. A truly strong person has no need for anger." Pause and reflect on this. The weak scream to mask their helplessness. The strong quietly control the situation with unwavering calm. When someone tries to provoke you, what they seek is power. The power to control your mind. If you lose your temper, you hand them that power. If you stay calm, you keep control firmly in your own hands. Calmness is not indifference or coldness. Calmness is an active choice, a wise strategy. Epictetus advised, "When someone makes you angry, ask yourself, what exactly has been harmed? If it's just words or actions outside your control, why would you let yourself suffer? A fool's behavior does not deserve the destruction of the precious inner peace you have worked so hard to cultivate." The art of controlling anger, practicing stoicism. Daily recognize anger early. When you notice your face flushing, heart racing, fist clenching, whisper to yourself, "This is a sign of emotion, not a fact." Just by recognizing it early, you gain a crucial head start over your emotions. Pause and breathe deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Before reacting, take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this worth sacrificing my peace?" One deep breath, one brief pause, can save you from rash actions that lead to lifelong regret. Shift your perspective. Stoicism teaches that all events are neutral. Our interpretation creates the emotional reaction. Examples: someone insults you. You can see it as a test of your composure. Someone cuts in line. You can see it as an opportunity to practice patience. Every anger-triggering situation is actually a secret training ground for your mind. Remind yourself of your greater goal. When anger arises, ask yourself, is my goal to win this petty argument or to build a strong, peaceful life? By focusing on your greater purpose, you will realize how meaningless these small conflicts truly are. Story illustration: the general and the young soldier. There is a famous story from the ancient Roman army, beloved by Stoic philosophers. During a harsh training session, a young soldier, feeling wronged, couldn't contain his anger. He shouted back at his commander, even daring to insult him. All the other soldiers held their breath, expecting swift and severe punishment. But the old general stood still, his gaze calm as a still lake. He silently let the young soldier vent his fury. When the shouting ceased, the general simply said, "I assign you no punishment, because your anger has already punished you." Overcome with shame, the young soldier collapsed to his knees, full of remorse. Lesson: those who easily give in to anger become slaves to their emotions. Those who remain calm elevate themselves to masters of their own mind. Calmness is not just a temperament, it is the ultimate weapon in every confrontation. When you maintain your composure amidst chaos, you not only protect your dignity, but you also strip your opponents of their ability to manipulate you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When others insult me, that is their concern. If I become angry, that is mine." When calmness becomes the greatest victory in life, you cannot avoid injustice, insults, or betrayal, but you can always choose to burn yourself with rage or to keep the flame of calmness alive within your heart. Calmness is not cowardice. Calmness is absolute courage. The courage to face primal emotions without being ruled by them. Calmness is not weakness. Calmness is absolute strength. The strength to master oneself amidst the storms of life. Epictetus taught, "If you seek freedom, learn to control your anger. He who cannot govern himself can never truly be free." Calmness is freedom. Calmness is strength. Calmness is the invisible crown worn by those who have conquered themselves. And just once, when anger surges within you, if you pause, breathe deeply, and smile instead, at that very moment, you have won the greatest battle of life. Calmness is strength, the steel backbone amidst a chaotic world. In a noisy world where shouts easily drown out reason, calmness is often mistaken for weakness. Society tends to glorify those who explode with emotion, viewing it as a sign of strength. Meanwhile, the calm are often dismissed as timid, spineless, lacking the courage to react. But those who have truly faced crises, those who have quietly fought the battles within their own minds, know the truth. Calmness is not weakness. Calmness is the steel forged through the storms of life. Marcus Aurelius, amidst bloody wars and fierce political struggles, still found the calmness to write in his meditations. Calmness is the strongest shield against all the tempests of the world. Why calmness is the true strength? The weak are easily swayed by emotion. A small insult sends them into rage. A minor failure plunges them into despair. A slight rejection leaves them sulking for days. Their emotions sway like grass in the wind, bending this way and that without stability. The strong stand firm in their inner world. They do not react hastily. They do not allow the outer world to dictate their inner state. They act according to their internal values, not fleeting emotions. Calmness gives them an unbeatable advantage, the ability to see things clearly without the fog of impulsive feelings. As Marcus Aurelius emphasized, he who can remain unshaken amidst chaos is the true conqueror. Stoic wisdom, when calmness becomes the ultimate strength. Throughout the treasury of Stoic philosophy, calmness is revered as the supreme measure of inner strength. Marcus Aurelius, calmness as the lighthouse. Amidst the storm, amid years of war, rebellion, and plagues threatening the Roman Empire, Marcus Aurelius, instead of lamenting or panicking, chose to sit down, pick up his pen, and remind himself, "Be like the rock against which the waves crash, remaining unmoved, and the raging waters will eventually settle around it." Imagine this. In the midst of life's storms, instead of resisting, instead of raging, you simply stand firm, like an unshakable stone. That is not indifference. That is inner fortitude, honed through relentless self-discipline. Epictetus, master your emotions, master your freedom. Epictetus emphasized, if you wish to be free, learn to govern your emotions. True freedom, he said, does not come from power or wealth. It lies in answering questions such as, are you still ruled by anger? Are you still paralyzed by fear? Are you still blinded by insatiable desires? A truly calm person is the freest because no external force can shake their inner world. The art of cultivating calmness, building your inner tower. Calmness is not an innate gift. It is a skill trained daily, much like strengthening muscles at the gym. Start small. When someone cuts ahead in line, instead of anger, smile and let them pass. When unjustly criticized, instead of arguing, listen quietly and silently. Thank the world for another opportunity to practice composure. Each day, the world offers dozens of small tests of calmness. Each time you pass one, you grow stronger. Practice the golden pause. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, between stimulus and response, create a gap where your mind can choose. When provoked, before replying, take a deep breath, count to 3. That tiny pause can save you from countless regrettable words and impulsive actions. Cultivate compassionate perspective. One powerful way to sustain calmness, realize that everyone acts out of ignorance or internal suffering. Those who rage are suffering inside. Those who insult are battling their own insecurities. When you see the world with compassionate eyes, you no longer anger easily. You become a healer, not a retaliator. Story illustration: the leader amidst flames. In the 2nd century, a great fire engulfed the city of Rome. People fled in chaos, trampling one another. Screams and cries echoed through the streets. The sky glowed blood red, thick smoke choking every breath. Amidst the madness, a man rode calmly on horseback through the city. That man was Marcus Aurelius. No shouting, no frantic orders. With only hand gestures and calm eyes, he organized rescue efforts and opened escape routes. His calmness shone like a lighthouse amidst the inferno. Thanks to his unshakable composure, Rome contained the fire and saved thousands of lives. Lessons: when others panic, the calm become the guiding light. When the world is in chaos, a tranquil heart can save not just oneself, but many. When all lose control, the calm hold the greatest power, the power to steer destiny. Calmness does not only save oneself, it radiates strength to those around. The crown for the steadfast heart. You may not be an emperor like Marcus Aurelius. You may simply be an ordinary person navigating life's hustle and bustle. But within every heart lies an inner empire worth defending. Calmness won't shield you from hardship. Calmness empowers you to rise above hardship with an unbreakable spirit. Calmness won't make you stronger than others. Calmness will make you stronger than the version of yourself from yesterday. Epictetus reminded, "It is not he who insults you that defines you, but how you respond." React with anger, and you become a victim of your emotions. Respond with calm, and you become the master of yourself. In a world of chaos, calmness is the invisible crown worn only by those who rule their own hearts. And from today, whenever you face life's storms, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" smile and say, "Facing injustice, a true test of inner strength." Life makes no promises of fairness. As children, we were taught, be good, work hard, be kind, and the world will reward you. But as we grow, reality strikes harder. The hard-working may be overlooked. The kind may be exploited. The cunning often get praised. And when injustice hits you square in the face, the heart staggers. Why me? What did I do wrong? Life is so unfair. Marcus Aurelius, even as the mighty Roman emperor, once sighed, "Life was never designed to meet your expectations. You can only choose how you meet what life gives you. The world owes you nothing." And that realization, rather than crushing you, can set you free. The price of expecting absolute fairness. The higher the expectations, the deeper the disappointments. When we believe that every effort should be rewarded, we shackle ourselves with the heavy chain of expectation. And when life fails to deliver according to our timeline, we rage against injustice. We drown in bitterness. We curse fate for not being fair. It is not injustice that causes suffering. It is the expectation of fairness. Epictetus wisely taught, "Do not expect the world to behave fairly. Instead, expect yourself to maintain dignity and peace, no matter how the world behaves." The world follows its own rules. Some succeed through deceit, but invite tragedy later. Some fail today, only to grow tremendously in soul and character. Absolute fairness does not exist in nature. Karma exists, but it demands patience and perseverance. If you demand instant results, you chain yourself to endless misery. Stoic wisdom, embracing injustice as a natural part of life. In the heart of Stoic philosophy is a timeless principle. Do not demand that events conform to your desires. Adjust your desires to conform to events. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself on his darkest days, Each morning, expect to encounter liars, traitors, the selfish, and the ignorant. But remember, they act that way because they do not know the good. Notice the word expect, not to be shocked, not to be angry, but to receive events like rain passing over your skin. Epictetus similarly said, "When you see injustice, do not waste time complaining. Ask, what right action can I take here and now?" The Stoic does not passively accept evil. They act rightly, but without being poisoned by resentment. The art of turning injustice into strength. See injustice as a test of dignity. Each time you face injustice, you have two choices: grow bitter and resentful, or grow calmer, wiser, and stronger. Ordinary people see injustice as a curse. The Stoic sees injustice as a training ground for resilience. Marcus Aurelius compared it to strength training. Just as the body needs resistance to grow strong, the mind needs adversity to forge resilience. Change the inner question. Instead of asking, "Why me? Why is life so unfair?" ask, "How can I behave rightly in this situation? What lesson is hidden within this challenge?" Changing your questions changes your life. Story illustration: the blacksmith and the broken sword. Once, in a small mountain village, there lived a blacksmith famous for crafting exquisite swords. One day, a wealthy nobleman came, demanding a perfect sword. The blacksmith poured all his skill and heart into forging it, day and night without rest. When it was finished, the blade was so beautiful it reflected the entire blue sky. Yet, out of envy and arrogance, the nobleman scorned it, hurled it to the ground, and shouted, "This piece of junk is unworthy of me." Many would have raged, demanded justice, defended their honor, but the blacksmith merely smiled, picked up the sword, and said quietly, "If you cannot recognize its value, then it was never meant for you." He cleaned the blade, hung it proudly in his shop for those who could truly appreciate it. Years later, during a brutal war, that very sword in the hands of a humble warrior saved countless lives. Lessons. Injustice does not diminish real value. Those who fail to recognize your worth are not worthy of your anger. Let your calmness and your true value speak for itself. As Epictetus taught, when someone fails to see your worth, that is their problem, not yours. Mastering the mind in the face of injustice. Mastering your destiny. We cannot prevent this world from being unjust, deceitful, or full of betrayal, but we can choose how we respond. Burn ourselves alive with resentment and rage, or remain calm, resilient, and continue building our lives upon a foundation of unwavering dignity. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, "Do not allow the injustice of others to make you unjust. Do not let your heart become barren soil, poisoned by seeds of resentment. Instead, make it a lush garden where even amidst life's harshness, you still blossom with dignity and compassion." Injustice does not define you. How you respond to injustice defines you. From today onward, whenever life is unfair, smile, because it is an opportunity to demonstrate your true character. Because deep down, you know, no one and nothing can strip away the inner freedom of someone who has mastered themselves. Story illustration: the blacksmith and the broken sword. Long ago, in a small mountain village, there lived a blacksmith renowned for crafting swords that were sharp, resilient, and beautiful. One day, a wealthy nobleman came, demanding a perfect sword. The blacksmith poured his entire heart and soul into his work, laboring day and night without rest. When the sword was finished, it was so flawless that the blue sky reflected on its blade. But the nobleman, out of jealousy and arrogance, pretended to scorn it. He threw the sword onto the ground and shouted, "This piece of trash is unworthy of me." Most people would have reacted with anger, demanding justice and defending their honor. But the blacksmith merely smiled, picked up the sword, and gently said, "If you cannot recognize its value, then it was never meant for you." He carefully cleaned the sword, then displayed it proudly in his shop, a masterpiece reserved for those who truly knew how to appreciate it. Years later, when war erupted, that very sword, in the hands of a humble soldier, would save thousands of lives. Lessons. Injustice does not diminish true value. Those who fail to recognize your worth are not worthy of your attention or resentment. Let your calmness, when your true worth, speak for itself. As Epictetus taught, when someone does not see your value, that is their problem, not yours. Inner freedom, the choice between losing control and mastering yourself. True freedom, a gift only you can give yourself. There are moments when we look up at the vast sky and whisper, "If only I could be free." Free from work pressures, free from suffocating relationships, free from fear, anger, and pain. Yet the more we chase external freedom, the more trapped we feel. Because the truth is, true freedom is not doing whatever you want. True freedom is mastering yourself regardless of circumstances. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "No one can harm you without your consent. No one can take your freedom unless you surrender it willingly." Inner freedom, not power, wealth, or fame, is the greatest achievement a person can attain. Losing control, the invisible chain we place on ourselves. Losing control is a choice, not an inevitability. You become angry when insulted. You despair when you fail. You panic when facing uncertainty. These reactions seem instinctive, but in reality they are unconscious choices. Epictetus warned, "We are not disturbed by events themselves, but by the views we take of them." In other words, others can only insult you if you choose to give their words value. Failure can only destroy you if you choose to see it as an end. The future can only terrify you if you choose to abandon calmness in the present. The dangerous consequence of losing control. Each time you succumb to anger, anxiety, or despair, you surrender a piece of your freedom to the actions of others, to events beyond your control, to uncertainties that may never happen. A person who has lost control becomes a slave, not to an external master, but to their own chaotic mind. Stoic wisdom, inner freedom, humanity's greatest weapon. Thousands of years ago, Stoicism revealed a truth that modern humanity still struggles to grasp. No one can grant or take away your inner freedom except you. Marcus Aurelius. The impenetrable fortress of the mind amidst wars, plagues, and rebellions. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, reminded himself daily, "My mind is my fortress. No one can breach it unless I open the gates." He understood. The body could be wounded. Possessions could be stolen. Reputation could be smeared. But the inner world, thoughts, attitudes, and choices, always belong to him alone. Epictetus, a slave in body, free in spirit. Epictetus was born into slavery, subjected to cruelty and oppression. Yet he proved, "You can shackle my body, but you cannot enslave my mind." Despite living in poverty and pain, he maintained such profound freedom of spirit that he inspired thousands of free Romans to rethink the meaning of true liberty. True freedom does not lie in external conditions. It lies in mastering your own mind. The art of preserving inner freedom, building an impenetrable fortress, distinguishing what is within and beyond our control. The first and most fundamental lesson of Stoicism: clearly separate what lies within your control from what does not. Epictetus taught, wealth, status, reputation, health, these lie outside our control. Our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, these lie entirely within our control. Whenever you feel powerless, ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, release it. If yes, act upon it with supreme calmness. Practicing the art of letting go of expectations. Do not expect fairness from others. Do not expect the world to bend to your desires. Do not expect life to be easy. Instead, expect yourself to maintain dignity and peace no matter the circumstances. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, do not blame the world. Blame yourself if you allow the world to disturb your inner peace. Training daily like a silent warrior. Inner freedom is not given. It is built moment by moment. Every time you restrain your anger, every time you refuse a rash judgment, every time you choose silence over a meaningless argument, each small act, like a brick, builds an unshakable fortress within your soul. Story illustration: the free man in prison. In the darkest days of the 20th century, during the horror of World War II, a man named Viktor Frankl, an Austrian psychologist, was imprisoned in Auschwitz concentration camp. There he witnessed the murder of loved ones, friends starving or executed, his own dignity stripped away. Externally, Frankl lost all freedom. He could not choose when to eat, sleep, or even survive. But amidst that living hell, Frankl discovered a profound truth. Everything can be taken from a man, except one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. He chose to maintain kindness. He chose to maintain hope. He chose forgiveness. While his captors, despite their outward power, were consumed by hatred, Frankl, though physically imprisoned, remained spiritually free. After the war, Frankl wrote his masterpiece, Man's Search for Meaning, becoming a lighthouse for millions of lost souls. Lessons. A person with inner freedom can never truly be conquered. No circumstance, no external power can defeat a soul that chooses to master itself. You may lose everything, but if you keep your inner freedom, you remain the ultimate victor. Mastering yourself, the greatest journey of life. In a world full of turbulence, where surface values constantly shift, there is only one thing you can fully control: yourself. You cannot control the weather, but you can control your mood. You cannot control the actions of others, but you can control how you respond. You cannot control the outcome of all your efforts, but you can control the dignity in every action you take. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If something is beyond your control, do not let it control your mind." Freedom is not the absence of constraints. Freedom is the ability to choose your way of living, your way of thinking, your way of loving, despite all constraints. And the highest, strongest, and most enduring freedom is inner freedom. Living fully in the present moment, the secret to peace in an anxious world. When humans lose their most precious gift, ask yourself, when was the last time you truly experienced a moment in its entirety, without thinking about the past, without worrying about the future, just simply being present? Perhaps it's hard to recall, because modern life has stolen from us our most sacred gift, the ability to live in the present moment. Sitting with loved ones, yet thinking about tomorrow's workload. Enjoying a delicious meal, yet worrying about unpaid bills. Walking under a beautiful sunset, yet ruminating over yesterday's regrets. We are physically present, but mentally absent. Marcus Aurelius once sighed, "People live as if they had endless lifetimes ahead of them, squandering the only moment they truly possess, the present. Peace, freedom, and happiness can only be found now, in this very moment. The past and the future, two shadows that haunt us, the past, an invisible chain, past mistakes, lingering regrets, unhealed wounds. We cling to the past like clutching a burning stone, refusing to let go, burning ourselves in the process. Epictetus warned, "You cannot move forward if you keep looking backward." The past, whether beautiful or painful, is already gone. Clinging to it only wastes our vital energy on what no longer exists. The future, the trap of illusion, fears of things that have not yet happened, anxiety over possible disasters, a sense of helplessness about what might come. The future is a land of things that do not yet exist. Fearing it is no different than fearing monsters in dreams, creations of our own mind. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "Do not let yourself be pulled by the past or dragged by the future. Focus on what you are doing now." Stoic wisdom, the present, our only true kingdom. In cold nights on the battlefield, Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Remember that this very moment is your life. All else is merely imagination." Stoic philosophy teaches, we do not control the past, it is over. We do not control the future, it is yet to come. Only the present, this very moment, belongs to us fully. Marcus Aurelius, live right through the present. He urged himself, do well the task at hand. Care not for praise or blame. Care not for what tomorrow may bring. Simply perform the duty of a human being. Every action, every thought, every decision, no matter how small, when done with full presence, becomes a brick that builds a strong, beautiful life. Epictetus, the present is the only test. Epictetus taught his students, do not ask what you will do tomorrow. Ask what you are doing right now. Stoics believe peace does not come from controlling the world. It comes from controlling your attention to the present moment. The art of living fully in the present. Daily practice, breathe and recognize. Whenever you notice your mind drifting to the past or future, simply take 3 deep breaths. Feel the air moving in and out of your body. Silently affirm, right now I am breathing, I am alive, I am here. As simple as that. But if practiced daily, you will be amazed at its healing power. Do one thing with full attention, whether it is washing the dishes, walking, eating a meal, listening to someone. Do it as if it were the only thing that exists in the universe. No multitasking, no rushing, no judgment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, do what is before you with the respect due to the task as if it were the last act of your life. Transform fear of the future into trust in the present. Instead of asking, what will happen? Will I fail? Ask, what right action can I take now? What seed of goodness can I plant right now? In this way, you transform anxiety into meaningful action. Right here, right now. Story illustration, the old painter and the smile. There once lived an old painter in a small village. All his life he painted only one subject, smiles. Rain or shine, feast or famine, he would sit in the bustling market, quietly sketching. One day a passerby asked, aren't you bored painting the same thing every day? The old painter laughed, his eyes twinkling. Every smile today is different. Yesterday's smile is gone. Tomorrow's smile has not yet come. Only today's smile, right now, is real. Even in his final moments as he lay dying, he was seen smiling, his trembling hands still holding a pencil, sketching an unfinished final smile. Lessons. The present is the only gift we truly possess. Every fully lived moment, no matter how small, is a masterpiece. Every moment of presence is a brushstroke painting the most beautiful picture of your life. Marcus Aurelius once said, do not postpone living. Do not dream of a perfect life elsewhere. Life is right here, right now, within your grasp. The present, the only place where you are truly free. Pause now, right at this moment. Don't think about your next task. Don't mourn what was left undone in the past. Don't worry about future outcomes. Just breathe. Feel your heartbeat. Listen to the wind. See the light filtering through the window. Right now, you are alive. Truly alive. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, every moment you lose by not living fully is a moment you lose of life itself. Life promises you no tomorrow. The past cannot be retrieved. The future is a mere possibility. Only the present, where you can love, create, heal, and grow, is truly yours. And if you live this present moment fully, you touch eternity. Unshakable inner strength, the lighthouse amidst life's turbulent sea, amidst life's storms, who stands unmoved. Each day the world around us changes. Sensational news, economic turmoil, social unrest, personal challenges that strike without warning. Like a raging ocean, life constantly hurls storms at us, testing the steadiness of the human spirit. Some are swept away, losing direction. Some struggle desperately against the tide. But a few, like unwavering lighthouses, stand tall amidst the chaos. Those few are not merely lucky, they are those who have built an unshakable inner world. Marcus Aurelius once sighed, "When the world is in turmoil, only souls as steady as rock remain unmoved." The world will always be chaotic, Sherman, that is natural. The law of nature, impermanence and change, from storms at sea to societal upheavals, all follow one eternal law. Everything is impermanent. Spring does not last forever. Success eventually fades. Love may change. Life is born, grows, and passes away. Epictetus emphasized, "Do not ask the world to be stable. Learn to stabilize yourself." We suffer not because the world changes, but because we refuse to accept its changes, the futility of trying to control the world. You cannot stop the rain. You cannot prevent betrayal. You cannot demand life only bring you good things. Trying to control external circumstances will only exhaust and despair you. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning, "The world does not have to conform to me. I must learn to harmonize with the world." True peace comes not from controlling the uncontrollable, but from fortifying our own inner citadel. Stoic wisdom, inner stability, humanity's ultimate strength. Within Stoic philosophy lies a timeless truth. Inner stability matters more than any external circumstance. Marcus Aurelius, "The mind is the final fortress." In meditations, Marcus often reminded himself, "The world may be in chaos, but my mind can remain serene." He understood, no one is immune to pain, loss, or betrayal, but everyone has the power to choose how to face them. Oh, to whine and curse? Oh, or to walk forward with dignity? The Roman Empire might collapse, but a resilient inner world, once forged, could endure across time itself. Epictetus, true freedom lies beyond external circumstances. From the chains of slavery, Epictetus realized, freedom does not mean getting what you want. Freedom means not being enslaved by your desires. A truly free person is not necessarily wealthy, powerful, or famous. A truly free person is one who is not inflated by praise, is not crushed by criticism, is not embittered by loss. They remain steady, like a lighthouse amidst the raging sea. The art of building an unshakable inner world. Daily practice. Observe instead of react when facing upheaval. Instead of reacting impulsively, pause. Observe emotions as they rise. Anger, sadness, fear. Let them pass without letting them carry you away. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Emotions are but visitors. Do not make them your masters. Accept instead of resist." Whenever life throws a hardship at you, ask, Is this within my control? If yes, act wisely. If no, accept it and adjust your attitude. Epictetus taught, acceptance is not surrender. It is the path to mental freedom. Cultivate unchanging values. In a world constantly shifting, nurture within yourself values that never fade. Integrity, humility, courage, kindness. These values are the foundation that allows your inner world to stand firm against all storms. Story illustration, the captain amidst the storm. Long ago in the Mediterranean Sea, there lived an old captain famous for surviving the fiercest storms. One day, while transporting cargo and his crew through a narrow strait, a massive storm struck. Waves towered like walls of water. Winds howled as if trying to tear the ship apart. Sailors panicked. Some cried, some prayed, some froze. But the old captain, his hair white with age, stood firmly at the helm. No shouting, no despair, no frantic commands. He simply gave clear, steady orders, one step at a time. Because of his calmness, the sailors regained their composure, found hope again, and coordinated smoothly. In the end, they weathered the storm and safely reached the shore. When asked how he could remain so calm in such despair, the old captain simply smiled. I cannot command the winds to stop, but I can always keep a firm hand on the helm. Lessons. The world will always have storms. You cannot order the waves to cease, but you can always steer your own ship, your mind. And sometimes just one calm soul is enough, not only to save themselves, but to light the way for many others. Becoming a lighthouse for yourself and others. Face reality. The world will remain turbulent. Life will remain uncertain. Unexpected storms will continue to arise. You can choose to curse fate, to rage against injustice, to surrender in despair. Or you can choose to build an inner world steady as rock, to keep your inner light burning even through the darkest nights. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, do not pray for the world to be gentle. Pray that you may be strong enough to endure it. When you become a lighthouse, you don't need to shout to be noticed. You don't need to scramble for recognition. You simply shine quietly, powerfully. And in that light, you not only save yourself, but ignite hope in those lost at sea. Reaching supreme peace, the journey of self-mastery and liberation. The greatest journey is to conquer yourself. In youth, we dream of grand conquests, conquering fame, conquering love, conquering the world through achievement and power. But with experience, we realize conquering the external world is far easier than conquering ourselves. Mastering anger within the heart, mastering fear within the mind, mastering the restlessness, anxiety, and insatiable desires of our own souls. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most powerful emperors, admitted the greatest victory is the victory over oneself. And he realized inner peace is the greatest and most enduring triumph in life. Peace, not escape, but mastery. Understanding. True peace. Many mistakenly believe peace means living in a quiet, undisturbed environment. Peace means avoiding hardship, pain, and struggle. But Stoicism teaches, true peace does not come from the absence of storms. It comes from the ability to remain calm amidst the storms. Someone living isolated in the mountains might enjoy external silence. But if their heart remains restless, that is not true peace. Someone in the midst of a bustling city, facing daily challenges with a serene soul, they have attained supreme peace. Peace is freedom from inner slavery. Epictetus, once a slave turned sage, taught, nothing external can harm you unless you allow it. Peace requires no longer being controlled by emotions, no longer being shaken by external events, no longer being enslaved by greed, fear, or anger. When no one and nothing can invade your spirit, you are truly free. Stoic wisdom, self-mastery is the only path to true peace. In Stoicism, peace is not something to chase. Peace is the natural result of mastering the inner self. Marcus Aurelius, the mind is the last fortress. He stressed in Meditations, your happiness depends on your thoughts. Not on gold, power, or recognition, only on how you think and perceive the world. Marcus understood, external conditions may change, but an inner world, once forged strong, remains unshaken. Epictetus, choose freedom or be a slave to emotions. Epictetus knew, if you seek freedom, do not let anything outside your control govern you. The one angered by insults is a slave to others' words. The one devastated by loss is a slave to impermanence. Only by freeing ourselves from attachment to external things can we live as truly free and peaceful beings. The art of reaching supreme peace, practicing Stoicism. Daily peace does not arise naturally. Peace is the result of disciplined inner training, just like building muscles. Observe your thoughts like an outsider. Whenever emotions surge, anger, fear, sadness, instead of identifying with them, step back. Watch them as clouds passing across the sky. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, thoughts are mere visitors. You have the power to let them stay or let them pass. Practice letting go of what is beyond control. Do not try to control others' opinions. Do not try to control every outcome. Do not try to control the past or future. Epictetus advised, hold firmly the helm, your mind, and let the winds blow as they may. Letting go is not indifference. Letting go is understanding that you simply need to do your part and trust the rest to the flow of life. Live by values, not by emotions. Each day ask yourself, amidst anger, can I choose compassion? Amidst fear, can I choose courage? Amidst fatigue, can I remain true to my ideals? These repeated choices forge a mind of steel and a life of deep, tranquil peace. Story illustration, The Lonely Tower Guard. There is an ancient Roman story. A young soldier was assigned to guard a lonely tower by the sea. It was a solitary, harsh, thankless post. No one praised him. No one visited him. No one supervised him. Just the soldier and his duty. Many others abandoned the post after days of loneliness, but this young soldier, day after day, stood firm with quiet dignity and unwavering commitment. When asked why he did not quit, he smiled and said, I do not stand guard because others watch me. I stand guard because I chose to be the guardian of this tower. He found absolute freedom and peace, not from external applause, but from the integrity of his own soul. Lessons. Peace does not come from others' approval. Peace does not come from a comfortable environment. Peace comes from knowing you are living true to your core values, even when no one is watching. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, to live well does not require an audience. A flower blooming deep in the forest still radiates its fragrance, even if no one is there to admire it. Supreme peace, the greatest gift you can give yourself. After all the ups and downs, gains and losses, victories and defeats, what remains at the end is not how much money you earned, how much fame you achieved, how many trophies you collected, but rather how peacefully you lived with your soul, how you mastered yourself amidst life's storms. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, do not waste your life living as if you were immortal. Every moment is an opportunity to live with dignity, freedom, and peace. Peace is not found by avoiding challenges. Peace is the ability to face challenges with an unwavering heart. Peace is not having everything you desire. Peace is the ability to be grateful and cherish what you already have, right now. Peace is not the end of the journey. Peace is the way you walk through the journey, through sunshine and rain, through victories and losses, through gains and grief. And ultimately, supreme peace is when you can smile at life with a free and proud heart. You have, are, and will continue to face life's crashing waves. But even amidst the storms, you always have the choice to bloom, like the strongest, most radiant flowers. Welcome to Stoic Bloom at Stoic Bloom. Every video is a seed of wisdom. Every sharing is a gentle rain nurturing your soul, so that day by day, you can build an inner strength that is resilient and unshakable. If you seek peace amidst life's chaos, want to cultivate inner strength through all storms, wish to walk proudly without being swept away by the world, then Stoic Bloom is your true home. Hit subscribe so you won't miss any journey of blooming your mind. Tap the notification bell to receive weekly doses of profound Stoic messages. And don't hesitate to leave a comment. Share your journey, your struggles, and your silent victories. We are always here, walking this path alongside you. Stoic Bloom, where souls are strong as stone, yet bloom vibrantly amidst life's storms. Puker